And I think the time of truth has come. It's no longer acceptable to every Nigerian of the situation that we find ourselves, especially in the Northeast. We cannot be mourning our citizens in and out every day. And we cannot accept, again, the explanation coming from the military every time there is an attack like this. Furthermore, as a digression, let me say, if the statement that are credited to the spokesperson of Mr. President, Mr. Garba Shehu, is true, then let me say that it's highly irresponsible and insensitive. He might be exposed to information that we and other Nigerians did not have. But at that point in time when everybody was mourning the loss of these citizens who are innocently killed and who have gone into their farms, despite the challenging economic situation in this country, to go and farm, thereby losing their life, and somebody is saying it's because they did not take clearance. We don't harvest crops in one day. We harvest them over time. So planting rice to its harvest is not a one-day affair. How did it happen, or what happened that all the time these people were busy farming their land, the military has not asked them to stop? So, Mr. President, I totally agree with the submission of my colleague, Governor Kasim Shetima, and I believe that it has now facing us eyeball to eyeball, that we have to sit down with this military and reassess their performance in this in the Northeast. I totally agree that the issues of security are tricky. There are some that you don't see. There are some that you will not be told because of their sensitivity. But we are past that time now, because saying day in, day out, same scenarios keep repeating themselves. Then something is fundamentally wrong here. Mr. President, if we allow this to go like this, let's be ready for another morning. So, despite the effort of federal government on the security issues of Nigeria, and I totally believe the president is doing his own best, but then doing your best is not enough when you cannot see the result on ground, and this is what is happening. It's no longer about money. This Senate and the National Assembly as a general has increased budget over budget, year over years, to the security apparatus of this country so that we can secure it. Yet, the more we give money, the more attacks we have. So, Mr. President, I think the resolutions or the suggestions that were proffered, especially that of the civilian JTF, I'm strongly for it, because when the civilian JTF were introduced, we had the security level drop drastically, and there was improvement in security, and people were going about their normal duties. Let me equally say here, or assuage the fears of other people that are saying that Borno would take an undue advantage in the employment. I don't believe so. Every Nigeria, in fact, it's only in Nigeria that we do employment or recruitment based on state origin basis. It's based on what you want as a citizen. You want to be an Air Force or you want to be an economist, it doesn't matter. So if we are going to achieve the goal, I strongly agree with you, with your statement, in your opening statement during this, that it's not what is it's not, we should target the consequence of this introduction to civilian JTF into the equation. And I believe introducing them will drastically improve the security situation there. Lastly, Mr. President, I want to call on the investigation of the funding of this military. It's high time. I don't want to believe, and I don't even go where I don't think we should accept increasing money, at least for now, to sure and to clear of the earlier investment that I want to once more condole the
life our people are going through in Zabarmari, just from Maiduguri end of state locus to the Zabarmari area. Distinguished colleagues, this issue of insecurity has been there with us and degenerating. We have lamented, we set up committees, and we made recommendations. Up to now, Mr. President, the first report that you submitted to this Senate was not implemented. The second report was also not implemented. We have made several suggestions in this Senate, and nothing was done. Mr. President, you need to, and this Senate needs to move a step further to save this country. For the purpose of just emphasis, Mr. President, I want to read out section 14, which is popular, but for the purpose of this debate, which you graciously said we should exhaustively do it, I want to read section 14 of the Constitution. The Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on principles of democracy and social justice. It is hereby accordingly declared that A, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives its power and authority. Then B, security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Distinguished colleagues, the government of Nigeria, the purpose for which we have this government is security and welfare of its citizens. We are just talking about the first leg of it, and that is security. We have not talked about the welfare in terms of humanitarian issues. Mr. President, before us is a budget of 13 trillion. And to the army, that we have their population as only 150 or thereabout, we are budgeting 27 billion for its capital. Yes, the figures, when you look at it, it's on the high side. Defense has over 800 billion. And more than 500 billion plus 100 billion for Operation Lafia Dole is for operational purpose. And that makes me to agree with my distinguished colleagues that there is the need to look into this. You pay people and they don't have the arms, they don't have the ammunition. I can tell you authoritatively that up to now, people in the war front are sharing ammunition. Up to now, Mr. President, you went through Zabarmari, and I'm sure you have stopped at a checkpoint. You have seen our soldiers. If it is not that you are told that these are soldiers, you will not be able to, differentiate between them and Boko Haram, because they are not well kitted. Some of them have they don't have bulletproof vests. Some of them have no helmet. And let me tell you the truth about it. I've gone round to various formations with my colleagues here. I may be wrong, but I have not seen a Nigerian army or soldier holding a brand new AK-47. Brand new, no. When you see brand new AK-47, it's only in Abuja here, Brigade of Guards and all that. Mr. President, what you saw in Zabarmari and the figures given out, 43 days. My distinguished senator, we were on ground yesterday before you came. The number they have is 67. But that is not even the end of it. They keep on picking farmers. You have seen how vast that land is. I'm saying this, my distinguished colleagues, because even if this is what we would do this year to bring peace to Nigeria, I think it's worth it, because that's the purpose of government. You have seen what is happening. We are just talking of Borno, which is more intense. In my local government, last year, we lost from the beginning of the farming season because our people are proud people. They want to live their subsistence life. They want to go to their farms. In the process, by the end of the year, last year, we lost 53 people in their farms. This year, because soldiers took some measures, the death rate reduced to 22. This is for Goza alone. In Askira Uba, as I'm speaking to you, last week, the people came to me here in Abuja to beg me to contribute money so that they will pay the insurgents who say they must pay, if they want to go to their farm and pay, they must pay 1 million. They started gathering money so that they will allow them. 8 districts in Uba Askira now are under the influence of insurgents. In Sabongari, from Biu to Dambua, it's just about 50 kilometers. But Boko Haram, because of their audacity, have staged checkpoints. They will stay there, and you stop with your car, you drop money, and then you pass. In Magumeri, in other areas, it's like that. Mr. President, the most painful part of it is, I believe that the government, if government is serious, this insurgency can be brought to an end in 6 months, or even less than that. When the mercenaries from South Africa came in, they were the ones with the combination of civilian JTF and of course the input of the military that were able to drive Boko Haram out of Maiduguri. What is the price? Why the pride? America, that is the strongest force in the world, engaged black waters. These are defense contractors. The Chaldean, I'm aware, have said it to us when the governor was there. Some of them, when they were given the first support, financial support that they required, in just one move, they moved their soldiers, about 1,000 of them, with over 250 assorted equipments. But they were there. Nigerians were saying they don't want intervention. They stayed there idle, and they had to leave. You know that when the issue became serious and they lost 70-something people in Chad, the president himself went there and stayed in the camp for 10 days, and they were able to rout Boko Haram out of Chad fringes. As it is now, they only run and come back, but Chadians are sleeping at peace. You won't believe that if you leave Nigeria from Maiduguri to Ngala, as long as you are able to reach the border town of Ngala before 6 o'clock, you are safe. People drive from Ngala to everywhere without escort. But as of today, in Borno, we are living in a kind of modern prison, because if you don't go into Maiduguri before 3 o'clock, you will stay out. And you can't leave Maiduguri before 6 in the morning. Mr. President, please, you have started, and this Senate have started. We should stand up and do whatever it takes to secure our country. We are just talking about Borno. What is happening in Northwest? You have heard from Kaita. That's small part of it. Day before yesterday, 2 days ago, consistently. Now the poor people cannot fly from Abuja to Kaduna, Mr. President. The bandits have audacity now because the ill-equipped soldiers that we have, they know. They deliberately come and start opening fire, and our soldiers will be counting their bullets. They overwhelm them most of the time, and that's why you hear them running away and throwing their arms. We should stop lamenting, Mr. President. 6 points that our governor mentioned should be co-opted into our prayers. There should be a timeline. When we approve this budget, there should be a timeline. If they don't get this problem solved, they should get out. And in the issue of recruitment, you can't fight with a vast land like Nigeria with 30,000 troops deployed to the theater, they call it, and they don't have the area support. And worst of it, Mr. President, I can say here, because you gave me the responsibility of oversighting the army. They don't have. The army will go for an operation and the Air Force is not aware. They don't have the aerial coverage. And they are moving their small platforms from northwest to rivers to, you can't do that. Mr. President, yes, it's true that you can't go and get some of this product off the shelf. But what is wrong with Pakistan is there, India is there. You can go and enter into agreement with them, let them deploy area coverage for these soldiers. Mr. President, we should not stop by thinking that these people are professionals. They are not professionals. We represent the people. We know what the people want. And they should hear us out. This time around, Mr. President, once you pass this resolution, you must personally ensure that you put these resolutions before Mr. President and ask him for a timeline. We have that constitutional responsibility. We will be failing in our duties if we allow our people to continue dying and for you to be sent to Maiduguri only to go and do Fatiha and then ask people it's from God. It's not from God, it's from us. Distinguished colleagues, please, if it is happening in Borno today, it can happen anywhere. So we should take proactive measures. It is better to be late than never. We can do it, and people are looking up to us. We want to thank you for taking this motion that was brought very seriously, and the content should be taken seriously. And finally, Mr. President, this Senate should consider asking government to compensate every family that loses its life because of the failure of government to provide security, which is constitutional.